Janet, tell us about this Mr. Unknown, because
Yes.
I mean, he's been going around asking questions about us, so I think we should return the favour.
Say
Tell
that
us.
again.
I said he's been going around talking about us with Brian Hurl, so I think me and Wendy deserve to have the favour returned. Tell us as much as you know, how you met him, and what he does in America. Tell us about that.
Brian?
Hmm? No, Mr.
I'm
Unknown.
sorry, could you repeat that?
Tell
Oh,
us about Mr.
wait.
Unknown, how you met
Okay.
him, and what you know about him. Can you tell me that?
Oh yeah. Oh
Yeah, go
yeah.
on.
I met him at Tommy Gunn's show. Tommy
Right.
wasn't a very nice guy, but he's one of those guys, he's like a poor white trash in the United States. So Mr. Unknown was there. And I just kicked it with everybody on Tommy's panel. But then somehow I got Mr. Unknown's, like channel. And so I got up on the panel, was kicking it with everybody, and all of a sudden these two British guys got up there. It was Brian
What
Earl
their
and East.
name? Oh, okay.
Yep. So they came in hot, like, we got some information for you. You know how fast Esau talks. Well, in America, if somebody talks that fast like that, they're swindling. It's called car salesman, which means that he's a swindler. So yeah, he started talking real fast. Talk about he has some information about people about being pedos and stuff. And I was like, yo, we can't talk about that shit like in America like that. Like, what's wrong, Mr. Unknown? Like, who the hell is these two white guys from, the BK? Like, get that shit out of here. We was, I was feeling some type of way. Well, they bounced off the stage. They all dropped off. Tommy, him, everybody. So Mr. Unknown was like, yeah, that was kind of weird. Like that he was like, that's kind of weird that they basically jumped off the stage and was acting all funny, like, yeah, this lady's crazy. But like the story they were telling was just like one of their normal stories. And I was telling them, like telling Mr. Unknown, this shit sounds whack, bro. I wouldn't get involved with this. Like, why are they over here doing that? And then I started telling him, like, the UK is not allowed in America doing traitor shit, right? I said that we are bilateral partners with them. So technically, we don't get in their war, they don't get in our war unless we call on each other. So I was like, yeah, this is kind of weird that these UK motherfuckers is over here fucking with the United States and then causing these drama ass stories. So then that's when I met Sky. And then Sky started telling me about the Brian guy. So in that process, me and Mr. Unknown got together and we started working. And in that process, Brian got mad, so he chose Tommy to be on his team, and then he X'd out Mr. Unknown. So Mr. Unknown got angry, and that's when he started saying, we're going to attack Tommy, we're going to attack Earl, we're going to attack Esau. That's why we called him Pinky and the Brain. So we came over to you, Wendy. We tried to talk to y'all, remember? So we tried to come to the UK, but nobody would like bring us in. The WASP, like nobody wanted to really mess with us. So we went back to the United States. We're fighting Brian over there because basically Brian picked Tommy. And so then with that, Mr. Unknown hated Tommy, so he's attacking Tommy. That's where the code red really came, like in here, because Mr. Unknown called me one time. He's like, we got a code red, Janet. We got a code red. I'm like, what's wrong? He's like, Tommy went live. And I was like waiting for the next part, but he never said nothing else. He was like so obsessed with Tommy because he's looking for Brian. But the whole time he kept saying, we're going to bring Brian down. Brian's a pedo. He likes 15-year-old boys. He's running around making people take their shirts off behind the streams, showing them their dicks, because there's this guy named Green Bean in America. And he porno bombs us and he shows us the gun. Like, he literally has a gun. He'll show his gun in the back. He'll show his penis. So they were saying that Rain Bean was porno bombing Brian Earl, and that Brian was allowing him to be back there. And then they were saying that French Dose was getting porno bombed by Reem. But I've gotten porno bombed by Reem, and he's done the same thing. He showed his dick, he beat his penis, and he was showing a gun. So he even came up here today to attack me But this time he didn't porno bomb me, but he came up like, "Oh, Janet, let's have phone sex. You know I love you, Janet." He was like, "Get this white guy out of here." He's like, "This white guy is ain't even one of us. He's one of them, like the UKers like." And I'm like, trolling like, "Get the fuck out of here," right? So the whole time they're like, "Yeah, Brian's doing this, Brian's doing that," but it was like we're over here fighting him, but we really wasn't fighting Brian because he started talking about everybody else, Tommy and them. But he was mad because Mr. Brian basically didn't pick him to be on that dream team bullshit. He picked that Tommy guy. So then he kept following them, but Brian kept coming back over to the United States, going to Tommy saying that Janet was this, Janet's that, Janet slept with a 14-year-old boy in a meth house, and that's where the meth story came from. So the whole time, Mr. Unknown is like, "Oh, I'll fight for you. I'll stand up for you. I'm not going to let these men talk bad about you. I'm protecting you, Janet. All you need is me." So then the first time we fell out was because like he told me he loved me on a stream. So he basically was like, "Janet, I love you." And I was like, "Holy fucking shit. Like you got a husband, you got a wife." So like after that, it was just like we fell out. So then that's when everybody asked what happened to Mr. Unknown. Like it wasn't even that long. He tries to get everybody in the United States to hate me. They don't hate me, so he turns around and asks for forgiveness. I have like proof. I made a stream about it just so I could keep proof that he literally came and asked me for forgiveness. Allowed him back on the team. Hi everyone in the chat. Sorry. I let him back on the team. And the next thing you know, he's like getting rid of all the people. He didn't like Uda Block. He didn't like We Unlock Nation. He didn't like Friendly. He didn't like anybody. He didn't like Josiah. He was like telling me to get rid of everybody. He got rid of Mutt Nuts, which was my redneck white girlfriend from Maryland. He told me she was talking shit on me. I didn't believe her, but it was just so weird how he's so aggressive with it. As soon as he got everyone away, then the night that we did a party on his stream, it would have been when I was at the bar with my cousin. At that night, he was doing a stream about two people in the United States that I didn't really want to talk about. But the whole time we're sitting on the stream, you guys know how I talked in this private chat back here on StreamYard. People kept hitting the panel, and he wasn't letting them up. So after the show, I said to him, "Why do you have a banging channel and you're not going to let anybody up? And we're just sitting up here talking shit." I said, "It makes us look weak." He snapped. And then it got to the point I was like, "Did I trigger you with that question? Because I'm not understanding why you're screaming at me." Then it got to the point like, "Look, I fucking give you $50 a month to shut the fuck up, you uneducated black fucking piece of shit. You're going to fucking learn how to talk to people because you're so fucking ghetto. You don't know how to self-brand yourself." Then it got to the point, you know what, Mr. Unknown, fucking you're fired, okay? Don't fucking call me. Go do your own goddamn content. Suck a dick. And then after that, he called me back and he was like, "You're the one that told me Brian Earl was this crazy person. You're the one that did this. You're the one that did that, didn't you, Jen?" And I said, "Are you trying to record me, bro?" I was like, "You're fucking weak as hell, bro." I said, "If anything, Devin, I don't fucking like you. You got a wife or whatever your weird ass story is. Get away from me." I never told anybody that I broke up with him the second time. So then he just began on a rampage of like trying to get people to come to his show. So he went back to Mr. Brian and basically begged him to come back. And, since Brian was already mad I was at Reels, because I went to Reel for cover and I didn't go there like for that man to save me. It was just weird how that